We stayed home. We bent the curve. We flattened the curve. We stayed in our houses. We closed our schools. We closed our businesses for just a few weeks, right? Which became a few months. And one by one, those businesses closed down, and one by one, we agreed that we were being controlled. I think when we hit the summer, I must have seen 1,000 messages come in that said, 100% they will never shut me down again. Do you remember seeing those? Until, of course, she did, and then everybody said, well, I guess we better go in the basement. Right? We better put our mask on, and we better stay home, and we better cancel Thanksgiving, close our businesses, close our schools.
No.
But we're here to say no. Now, tonight is we're standing up for the restaurants. I want a show of hands of how many people here are work here or have family members that work in restaurants. Put your hands up. I think in any household, in any family, anywhere you work, you have family and friends that work, or your own children who work and are supported in restaurants. They are the absolute foundation of small business. That is the foundation of so much of what we do, and they have been singled out as non-essential right now, right? And we're not going to stand for it any longer, but we've got to stand together. We're going to talk about this throughout the afternoon, and we've got lots of great speakers for you. But right now, I want to introduce to you our director and world-renowned PPP expert, Tammy Clark.
To be with you. I always love it when we can get together as a family. We're Michiganders, we're tough, and we're not going to take it. We are not going to shut down. We are not going to stay home. We are not going to skip Thanksgiving and Christmas. Why would we? This is crazy. I am so proud of all of you who have showed up here today to support our restaurants, to support our businesses. I don't know about you, but I worked in a restaurant. I know many of you, I saw the hands. Many of you out there worked in a restaurant, still work in a restaurant, have family members. But when I was going through college and school, I worked at a restaurant myself. My kids have worked at restaurants, right? Every single one of us in some way, shape, or form works in, visits, or enjoys restaurants. So like Ron said, they're the backbone. There's no way we need to be shutting down restaurants. The restaurants have done an amazing job of complying and trying to stay safe. They've put all the measures in place. They've social distanced, put up the plexiglass, wearing masks, and all of that. They're the ones who have done a better job than probably a lot of other companies out there. So what are we thinking by shutting down restaurants? I was so ticked because I was in Chicago earlier this week, and Governor Pritzker came on right in cue, right in step with Governor Whitmer, and did the exact same thing. So one night I found myself eating potato chips and peanuts from the little restaurant of the hotel I was in because that's all they had to offer for dinner. How incredibly stupid is that? This is just stupid.
Yeah.
And we are smarter than that.
Yes.
We are not going to listen to some government bureaucrat who's going to tell us we don't need to eat.
Right.
Think about it. So I'm really, really proud of every single one of you that are here, that are standing strong. Jim Corey, I really appreciate your courage and your boldness.
Woo!
He was on the rough list, I saw. But I am really, really proud of this business and this restaurant owner. They just celebrated 50 years on Wednesday. And they decided, we're not shutting down, we're going to stand up and have a party. How's that, Governor Whitmer? Let's celebrate and have a party. You know why? Because we're constitutionally able to.
Yes.
That's our right.
Yes.
To keep our business open, to feed our families, to pay our employees.
Yes.
To serve food. I think that's kind of essential.
Yes.
Right? So thank you all for being here. We're going to have a lot of fun together tonight. And there is food all around you. You see the kettle corn, you see the hot tamale truck over here, and of course there's food inside and lots of beverages, which is so fun. I think this is the first time we've ever been able to be at a rally with food and drinks because it's a restaurant. So enjoy the night. I would like to invite Pastor Paul Rosinski up. A lot of you know Pastor Paul. Pastor Paul. Pastor Paul and I actually go way back, but we haven't seen each other for 20-some years. We actually were involved in a church together in Granville, Michigan, Resurrection Life, many, many moons ago when I was a teenager. And then we got reconnected just recently. You know him, those of you in the Newaygo community know him from, well, you changed the name of your church. It's not Res Life, Resonate Church now, love it. And I'm going to be visiting on Sunday morning. I will be visiting, so I just wanted to ask Pastor Paul if he would please open up our meeting, our protest, our rally with prayer. Thank you.
Well, always wanted to do the rock star thing. All right, it was Tammy's size, now it's my size. Any God-fearing, American-loving patriots in the house right now? Well, all right, then I think we can pray to a God who sent a rebel into the earth to defy the works of Satan, to free all men, women, and children from the bonds of hell. See, that's my God. He's not a wimpy God. He's not a pansy God. He's a God of strength and of might. You ready? Well, let's honor that God. Would you stand with me as we pray? Heavenly Father, we thank you that you give us strength. You've not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I thank you that today with a sound mind, we can gather together, we can hear truth, we can rally around truth. Why? Because we love people and we want them to be able to live free. Father, you founded this nation and we call it blessed. We call this time blessed right now. I pray for every speaker that with divine utterance, they'll be able to say what you desire to say today. I pray with divine hearing, will we hear what you want to impart into us today. So, Father, I thank you for it. I thank you for your blessing, and I just ask for it on this time and in this place and on every person that is here. We thank you because of Jesus, who he is and what he has done. We can all say amen. And with a loud amen, say it. Amen. Come on, let's get this thing started.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Pastor. Actually, I'm not dropping this down for myself. It's for the next speaker, just so everybody knows. So sometimes in a community like ours, we're fortunate enough to have people move into our county that weren't here before and make an impact in a quick period of time. The next speaker is one of those people. From Ottawa County, but now in Newaygo County, and ahead of our Republican Party in Newaygo County. A woman for Trump who worked for him in the 2016 campaign, traveled with the family and the team throughout the state of Michigan through the campaign, owns a restaurant over, which is a golf course called Lakes 23 over in Fremont, Michigan. Any of you have been there? And I'd like to introduce her. She's got some special words for us tonight. Diane Schindelbeck.
Can I take it off? Because I move and walk a lot, so. Hello, Newaygo. It does. It feels great to be standing here and give an opportunity to share my story. And Ron, thank you so much for the nice introduction. And great to see Scott Christmas again, a friend from a long time ago. But I'm standing here today and to share my story of owning a restaurant. And hopefully I don't get kind of emotional a little bit, because my husband and I, my husband Eric, right back here somewhere, we purchased a restaurant just a year and a half ago when we moved up here to Newaygo from Spring Lake. And we have spent the last 3 days, 12, 14-hour days, sitting down with every one of our employees at the restaurant, telling them that this governor has taken away their jobs, taken away their livelihood. Just weeks before Christmas, when December is the busiest month of the year for them to provide for their family and make an income. So it's been very emotional. So I'm going to be strong, because it's time I get mad and not sensitive. Not only do we have a tyrant governor, but there is so much bureaucracy taking place here in the state of Michigan for small businesses. They make it so difficult, not only for businesses to thrive, but to even get started. When we purchased the restaurant a year and a half ago, we were faced with obstacles from day one. Requirements from the state of Michigan in regards to liquor licenses and structuring of our business. A business that was started here 4 years ago that we purchased from a previous owner that had a great reputation here in our county. Then all of a sudden, we all know just 6 months after we purchased the restaurant, March 16th hit. We're a steakhouse. We were a sit-down family restaurant. We had no idea how to do takeout and delivery. People came to our restaurant to enjoy the experience and to be with friends and to enjoy the beautiful views. But we changed our business plan and we said we're going to adapt. The very first day, my husband came up with an amazing idea, and we turned a really ugly situation into a very good win-win situation here for Newaygo County. We partnered with the Newaygo County Emergency Services, and we were able to, by the gracious members of this community on donations alone, deliver over 4,200 free meals to our first responders over the 11 weeks.
Wow.
Talk about a win-win. Our employees were able to remain employed, and we were able to give back to the community that we so much love and embrace. Then all of a sudden, we're able to reopen 11 weeks later. Business is going great. And all of a sudden, we're hit with some other obstacles from the state of Michigan in regards to structuring of this business that's been in place. And this just happened just the 1st of October, so this is all really raw to me. As my husband and I tried to process it, look at our business plan, look what's going on, and not only in our state, but in our country. And I remember I got behind President Trump because I believe in small business. And I knew it was going to take a man like President Trump to turn this country around. So the 1st of October, we're told by the state of Michigan that our business needs to be restructured in their eyes. It's all a bunch of paperwork trail that we have to abide by and do. And then all of a sudden, I went back on the campaign trail for the month of October to help President Trump get reelected. I come back, and here we get the news this Sunday that we're going to be shut down again. So my husband and I talked to our landlord, and we prayed on this, and we talked to other supporters of us and colleagues that we trust, and we have made a decision to walk away from our restaurant.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So what that does is that's going to give me an opportunity to fight for people like Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to invest another dollar into a business that I see as a temporary dead end right now. I'm going to use my resources and my knowledge and my strength and relationships that I have. And I don't know what that picture looks like right now, but I've spoken to many restaurant owners across this country and across this state, and I am going to do whatever possible I can do to fight for small businesses in this industry, and I will be that voice.
Woo!
So, Jimmy, where are you, Jimmy? So since I won't be slaving at my own restaurant over the next few years, I'm going to be a customer of yours right here in Newaygo County. And I just want to say, I mean, these are decisions. I mean, Jimmy and I shared some, I'm in a networking group right now that a good friend of mine set up with other restaurant owners across the state. And I'm good friends with Ted Fricano, who wanted to be here today. And we're fearful. I mean, not only the fines, taking away our licenses, they're making it completely difficult with no scientific proof that this is where we're major spreaders of this virus that's going on.
4% from the restaurant industry.
So just in closing, my husband Eric and I want to thank this community for what we have been blessed with over the last year and a half, and you haven't seen the last of us. We're going to get behind you, and we're going to fight for you. Like I said, I don't know what that looks like, but I'm here for you, and thank you for bringing us here today. All right.
all restaurants, not just me. All bars, restaurants, not just me.
So, all right, thank you. All right.
Wow, now I kind of want to cry because I absolutely love Diane and the restaurant, and I get it, and it's heartbreaking, but more than anything, guys, this should anger you. This is a righteous anger. You have heard me say many times that I got involved because I refused to shut my business down, and I had a righteous anger rising up in me because this is just not right. Putting people out of business. Governments have no business interfering with business.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Governments exist. Do you know why governments exist? Let's remind them. The Declaration of Independence tells us, for this reason, governments shall be established among men. And they derive their just powers from the consent of the governed, not the other way around. And what does the Declaration of Independence tell us to do when these governments abuse their powers and stop protecting your unalienable constitutional rights?
Rise up.
Stand up and take their power away. Stand up and fight and take it back and abolish these powers. That's what it tells us to do. Abolish the powers. So how do we stop it, guys? One word: non-compliance. That's how we take the power back. We abolish their power.
Yep.
So I would like to introduce our next speaker, who I really don't know that well. I just got a chance to meet him, had the pleasure of meeting him, and I'm going to have to go visit his place soon because he's not too far from me. Anthony Winters of, okay, I'm going to remember, 412 Distillery, right? All right, Anthony, thank you so much for being with us. I am really looking forward to hearing your story. Thank you for sharing with us, and I look forward to visiting your distillery and arcade.
One more time for Tammy, you guys. There's a lot more people here than I thought there originally would be here. So give yourself a round of applause for showing up, for being here to support a good cause. And this takes a lot of work on the back end. So Ron, Tammy, Kevin, there's so much work that goes on, and I know this because we did a fundraiser a couple weeks ago that almost got shut down by this craziness. So I'm going to introduce you guys. My name is Anthony Winters, and besides a guy that needs a haircut, and I have not had a haircut since January, since this whole thing started. So when I get a haircut, it's going to be from Carl the Barber.
Yeah.
You know him, right? I'm going to give you guys a little background about me. My name is Anthony Winters. I'm not homeless. Trust me, I'm not homeless. I started off as a disc jockey. I owned a disc jockey service for about 18 years. Then I started a Mitten Vapors. I don't know if you guys heard of that. I had 7 stores across a couple states. We were in like 30 countries. Pretty successful. And then I had a pizza place called Mitten Pizza. And then we had that big electric bill, 20 grand. You guys hear about that? It's crazy. Well, now I'm with 412. It's a distillery, and I thought that would be a safe bet, but with everything that's going on, it's impossible. You know, it really is, even just to go to day. So 412 Distillery is a taco joint, a wing spot. We have our full arcade upstairs, but now we're a to-go restaurant, similar to McDonald's. It's no different. It's really no different. And now we're trying to compete with McDonald's, except for we have $3 tacos instead of $1 burgers. So there's just no way. So what do? We diversified our menu. We added 14 different wing sauces. We had rolled ice cream, 64 different tacos. Absurd, I know, it's crazy. We did it for the March Madness because we're gonna do this whole taco tournament. Well, we know in March is when everything happens. So we just got shut down. We're like, well, fuck it. Let's just add 64 tacos. That sounds dumb, right? Let's just do it. So
He's heard it
then
from my
fast
mother.
forward, we were able to open to 50% capacity. Well, anyone who's in this industry knows that 50% capacity means we just make enough money to pay the mortgage and to pay the bills. And Diane could tell you firsthand, sometimes you just got to say, you know what? It's not worth it. Am I going to throw everything I have away, even everything I've invested in this company away, sometimes you just got to walk away. So that's courageous, and I know there's been times where in my business I've had to do the same thing. And then there's this whole pandemic thing, creating chaos, toilet paper shortages. Beef was $10 a pound. I was still selling tacos for X amount of dollars, even though it cost me $8 to make one taco. And most recently, there was a 6-limit restaurant dine-in. Well, I've got 2 kids. My girlfriend's got 3. And then she wants to eat too, so there's 7 of us, okay? There's 7 of us. We have to sit at 2 different tables.
So
it's
stupid.
insane. Now we've got tables like this.
So
it's like,
stupid.
this is how we should be eating as a family. We should
Yes.
all eat as a family.
Yes.
And I think that's where it's kind of lost its luster. It's just insane. I mean, these rules are just, I don't even get it. So, where am I here? Thank you. This guy knows where everyone's at right now. So now we're dine-in, okay? And they're trying to say that dine-in is not essential, okay? I would say in 1970, dine-in would not be essential, okay? We're in 2020, the year of everything, the pandemic, everything. Now it's a way of life, okay? It's what we do. It's what we do to bring people around. Food brings people together. That's why I started a pizza place, because it's something that we can be shared, okay?
Yep.
And everything that we do in life, food surrounds us. Thanksgiving, Christmas,
Yep.
Easter. We bring everybody
Birthdays.
together to break bread. And that's a symbol of something simple
you have yours.
as just taking a piece of bread and passing it along. This is something that, it's what life was founded on. Thanksgiving, for God's sakes. And listen to those lyrics, for God's sakes. Seriously, it's just that simple. So, I want to put in perspective employees. Jim talked, where's Jim? He's over here somewhere. So Jim, first of all, thanks again for Jimmy's Restaurant for allowing us to do this. This is awesome. Let's hear it for Jimmy. I don't know where he's at. He's right here. So just so you guys know, please support Jimmy. He's throwing everything on the line for us to be here. He really is. And I really respect that. That takes more balls than I've ever had and ever want. So thank you very much. I'm listening to the comments over here, so pardon me. So I'm going to put it in perspective. So if we took the auto industry, there's 250,000 people directly involved in the auto industry. Okay, that's about the same number that work in the restaurant industry.
I'm sure.
So let's say we shut down the auto industry and saying that's not essential. Do you think someone would raise a fist to that? Of course. You know why? Because they've got big investors. The only one invested in Jimmy's company is Jimmy. So we don't care about Jimmy, right? We don't care about Jimmy. We don't care about Diane. We don't care about Anthony. We don't care about Nissa. We don't care about the taco joint. There's just a one person. But we do. We all do. And that's why we're here. Because we do care. And we want these little mom and pop shops to be successful.
Woo!
So, my good buddy, but the crazy thing is, we're allowed to shop. We're allowed to go to Meijer. We're allowed to go to the gym and work out and sweat, but we can't even sit down in a restaurant.
So stupid.
That is just absurd to me. And I'll give you a little thing here. My buddy is in good shape. He travels 24/7. Okay, the only thing he's got in his fridge is beer and mustard, and I'm not even kidding you. Okay, so for him, restaurants are essential. That's what he eats. He eats out. Another buddy of mine, he's an over-the-road trucker. He eats out. And you know what? How do we get our food? By truckers.
Yeah.
For him, restaurants are essential.
Yeah.
I have another couple buddy friends of mine. They're both professional. They have barely enough time to even go to the grocery store to bring milk and bread home. For them, restaurants are essential. So I'm here to tell you, I just want to be essential. I just want to make some spirits, and I just want some freedom to do as I want and not as I'm told. And for that, I'll end with, my name is Anthony, and thank you so much for taking the time to come out here. So thank you.
I just need those shoes. I need those shoes. Maybe not. Maybe not. Now, I want all of you that are out there, I want you to know there are chairs and tables over here. There's also a lot of room over on this side. So if you don't want to stay out there, you can come on in here. Don't need to stay outside. Come on and bring it in. We got lots and lots of room inside here. So we're going to play a song, and then we have got some amazing speakers coming up. And so if during this song, it's just going to be 5 minutes.